Hello, and welcome back. If you're watching this, I need help. My position is in jeopardy. You see, recently, 2 psychopaths just got given godly power. Mm-hmm. And boy, oh boy, has it gone straight to their heads, because immediately they started fucking around in the affairs of mortals.
Yep.
Immediately.
Guilty as charged.
I mean, yeah, but I'm not trying to kill everyone.
I am.
We need help too.
You're just ants.
Yep.
We are.
We are. And we're lost in the woods.
You don't even have any powers anymore.
No,
Yeah.
I've got a bent sword. Is that worth anything?
I ascended to godhood, you got a bent sword. That's a bum deal.
I like to think I'm a fair GM. Gods on the left, mortal ants on the right.
Yeah. Literally, character without a
It makes
class.
it neater when you're thinking about it.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. Which does bring us very neatly back to the two of you. You have been left alone in your yurt.
Yeah.
You can be given individual yurts if you so choose. But it does become very, very apparent that the Barbari are on the run from forces in the south. Consistently, the humans have driven north, pushed, and eventually overran the Barbari lands. And now you are in, I believe it's called the northern forests of Telantari, which are pretty wild places. Giant, magnificent sequoia trees, all reaching up towards the heavens. But lots of snow and very, very cold.
I think certainly Gemini is very much in survival mode. They now have nothing. They had the mission keeping them going, trying to find the books. They had strength in numbers. He has no magic. Gemini's magic is more bolstering, and she will do all she can with that magic to help the Barbari, to be part of the team, to help them against threats. But it kind of feels like a waiting game until the Divine One decides to say hi.
With his
again.
presence. Hiya.
I feel obviously quite a bit of responsibility for Vashna because she is pregnant and she really has no reason to be here other than I thought that was my baby. It's not my baby. I still really appreciate her carrying my baby when she did. But yeah. So I think Gemini's almost getting her head down and getting to work. And attempting to bolster spirits where she can with singing songs and telling stories, but her heart doesn't fully feel in it right now because she's lost her drive.
Fair enough. Everardus?
He's been told that he's supposed to lead this great dwarven army, but he hasn't even a clue until recently where he stood on the map or what's happening. So really, he's just on an information gathering drive, trying to communicate with the dwarves, and determine how we could even get to them. The things as they are now, the seas are still unattainable. Trek through the snow with a pregnant lady doesn't really sound appealing. But we don't know what our options are, and we don't know when we will be graced by the Almighty's presence again.
So you are going to use Speaking Stone to the dwarves?
Do I have such a stone? I don't even remember.
Alexander does.
Well, yes, absolutely. Any means we have to communicate and rally everyone.
Sure. So you are put in contact with Lord Bratach, the leader of the dwarves.
That's not someone we've met before, is it?
I don't think you met him specifically. You did meet him once, actually, in the conclave meeting of all.
Lord Bratach, we are returned, delayed beyond all comprehension. But we are back, and we are wanting to get stuck in with helping the Alliance of the East, I think we're called now, in retaking.
Well, it certainly was better than the Alliance of the Wankers.
Oh, I love dwarf.
It's good to have you back, too. champion leader, what of the charge of the centaurs, or whatever the hell it was. Bit of a morale boost is good this time of year, considering.
And where are you currently? Are you posed to invade the Ethane democracy?
Aye, that's the plan. There's one small problem, of course, crossing the sea. But I've been told that the Massey are working on it, the goblins. They've got some new fandangled thing which they reckon will clear a path for our ships.
And you're confident of the numbers you have? Have you assessed what kind of invasion plan you have?
Considering that the head of the elves has been decapitated, we've killed all of their leaders. At least that's what we've been assured of by our allies from Drakenmoor. We're fairly confident that their response time will be greatly reduced. This should give us enough time to form a foothold and to claim a vast amount of their territory before they even start to muster their forces.
And how far does their allegiance with the Shadow go? Are we expecting these new orcish, shadow-born monstrosities to come and...
Aye, there is an expectation. The Cabalia have provided us with quite a lot of information about these new shorks. I think they're still working on the name. Anyway,
Shorks. Right.
they are expected to respond probably about 4 or 5 days after our initial invasion. This should buy us enough time to form a beachhead. Remember, the orcs have to come from the t'other side of the Athene territories, so that should buy us some time.
What weapons or magical transport do we expecting them to simply march down and meet us on the field?
No, the orcs have got their quadrims that they like to use in naval battles. We're assuming that the merfolk will assist them in crossing the channel, so we've halved the amount of time we expect them to traverse the sea there. But they're still mortal, and they still only have 2 legs, and they've still got to move their supply chain with them.
And if we can move on to land where they don't have the allies of the merfolk...
Aye, that's our expectation anyway. Furthermore, Athene's not a very wide country. That means if we can claim most of the territory, they'll be fighting on the beach. That means half embarked, half still stuck on their ships. Assuming that we can get through the elvish forces in time.
That's a lot of assumptions, and you, as you said about supply chains, I haven't seen how you anticipate to maintain them.
But
behind
we do
us.
have supply chains. The Drow. And I never thought I would live to see this day. The Drow are going to be providing all of our supplies from the Underfell. They're bringing them all up through elevators, which they've reopened into the Elvish territories.
But this is a considerable plan, and you are to be commended.
I
All
should
of you.
warn you, I don't think young Alexander has given you the full briefing.
It's only been a short amount of time. There's much
I
catching up.
thought as much. There's one question that we cannot answer, and that is simply because we cannot get anything about what's going on there out of there. The Breenese. Brunei. We know they pushed the Barbari north, but that's not half of their army that's doing that. What's the other half doing? We have no idea. We doubt that they're going to strike at Sajetti. Doesn't make sense. They're striking in between 2 allies. They'd be sandwiching themselves for no reason. Are they going to go to Drakenmoor? Doesn't make sense neither. Why would you go to Drakenmoor? Why the fuck would anyone go to Drakenmoor? That means it looks like they're coming to us. So, we've got a small problem. The Pharos needs to be convinced to send half his army into Dwarven territory to protect our borders, whilst our army is busy taking out the Athenians. And he's got to keep half at home in case the Brunies are attacking Sajetti in some mad dash land grab.
Okay. Right. I see the dilemma now. Yes. Have you tried bartering with him yet? Have you seen what he wants?
You met the Pharos.
When I last spoke with him, his wants and needs changed with the very wind.
Aye. He's now a precocious, what is he, like 12? He's changed slightly. Now, instead of, I don't know, wanting to take over all of Brunei, now he just wants all the women in Brunei.
Oh, God.
How was his relationship with Alexander? When last I spoke with him,
The two lads are thick as thieves.
It sounded like Alexander had his ear.
Aye, the lad does, but Alexander's also not... the lad's heart's in the right place, there's no doubt about that. He carries the world on his shoulders. He really does. But Alexander he's still young, which means that he does occasionally get swayed by the Pharos just as much as he sways the Pharos. So there are times where he is sent to negotiate with the Pharos, and he comes back having given away more than he had to begin with. That Pharos, or should I say that Vizier, is a wily one.
Well, we'll have to devise a plan, but...
You had the air of the Pharos, didn't you? I had reports that you went and quashed some slave rebellion there. That was just before you disappeared.
Yes, we don't actually know how that resolved itself. We got swept away by the elves before things could be fully resolved, and then we disappeared into another plane.
Well, as far as I know, there was some slave rebellion going on. You reported it, it got put down, and as a result, you were lauded as heroes.
Put down fully in brutal fashion? Were they all slain?
I have no idea. We don't particularly have any truck with the way that Sajetti runs their places, but it's not our place to condemn them. They are our allies. However it was done, and you can be sure it was...
Thorough.
Probably very thorough, yes.
Okay, well, I think I will need to speak with Alexander and formulate a plan of how to best guide his efforts. And
I would suggest, if you are going to come and lead this army of ours, if you've got means of moving around this planet without too much difficulty, I'd pop in on the Pharos first if I were you.
Yeah. Okay. Your insight has been very valuable to me.
I feel there's one thing you haven't mentioned. Drakenmore and the Cathar.
No, but I was hoping that their reports of how efficiently they dealt with the Ether meant that they were continuing to do so elsewhere and proving to be very strong allies to us.
If by allies you mean someone who is extorting us, sure. Oh, there's no doubt about it. The vampires are very ruthless and particularly efficient at doing their job. But before they'd move against the Athenians... Let's just say that Drakenmore now has a northern territory. And that we don't have to worry about the cats anymore.
Above table, were they weren't part of our allegiance, were they?
No, the Cathar were not part of our allegiance.
No.
Oh, right, yeah.
They took over the cat people area.
So they have grown, but with their growing, they've become less helpful to us.
No, I wouldn't say that. I think it was just a dangerous precedent that Alexander agreed to. But the vampires played him like a fiddle, I'm afraid.
Well,
It was a certain lady vampire who led the negotiations. And let's just say they were very quick. Behind closed
A little
doors.
too quick for her liking, I'd say.
Perhaps. Nonetheless, that's the long and short of it. So,
The boy told me he'd sworn off relationships.
I
Maybe
think
that's
she
why.
broke it off with him. To be perfectly honest.
Now we're getting
Aye, but it was an
Shit,
age
Alex,
thing,
you.
you know. It never works out. When you've got a century on a lad, you realise pretty sweet quick that he's got some growing first.
Yeah.
Oh, Alexei.
Okay. Well,
Silly bugger.
thank you, and we shall. I shall try and get to you as quickly as possible, but we'll have to sort out these politics first to make sure that we're in as strong a position as we can be. When do you propose to move on the Ethane democracy?
We can't move until we've got the security of the Sajetti guarding our borders.
No, and every delay leaves the orcs
Short's time to move. Aye.
and the humans.
Whatever they're doing.
So, as swift as possible.
Aye.
Thank you. I shall be as swift as possible in my reply.
Are you sure you're all right?
No,
You're looking a bit peaked.
I'm sure I'm not all right. This has been a harrowing day. But the needs of Braxia come above all others. And I don't know what became of the rest of our party, but we shall try to ensure that they put their powers to use for the safety of us all.
Aye. Look, before you go, there is some good news.
I fucking welcome it.
It's true that the Great Army are trapped in the Shadow Realm.
Mm-hmm.
We're not entirely sure exactly how, but the Furus has told us that they're working on a plan to get their boys back. If they can come back, that will shift the tide of battle in our favour. At the moment, I'd say we've probably got a 50-50 chance of winning this thing. The Drow are, and again, quote me on this and I will deny it and cut your knees off. They are proving remarkably generous with their contributions to this war. If they had turned to the Shadow, this would have been over in a matter of weeks.
We shall have to ensure their support remains unwavering.
Aye. I'm just worried about what the cost's going to be. But that's another problem once we've won this pesky little war, eh?
Yeah. Only if we survive can we worry about costs.
Exactly. Aye. Right.
Right, well, lovely talking with you. Ta-ta.
Poked up a little bit.
Yeah. See, a little bit of a perky, happy thing.
Where are we going, Brax?
Brax leads you to a large...
all that.
He leads you out onto that large space filled with pebbles and cracked flagstones and the cosmos.
Oh, there's Gottfried.
As a matter of fact, you see this swirling collection of words floating. However, it is wreathed in this brilliant red burning flame.
The letters, the words.
Yes.
Okay.
And in his one hand, or hand-like appendage of words, you can see this swirling, it's purple and black energy, which feels as if it is staring through you. And it makes you feel very weak.
Oh, that energy makes me feel weak. Brax, what is
Brax stops immediately. You see that?
It's plain as day, Brax. There's a thing wreathed in words and red flame and some type of energy beam which seems to look straight through me. It feels like nothing. Has pierced my heart. Why are you laughing, Brax? Damn it, man! What's up with you?
I am in awe of this cosmos. You came here to slay us, and yet now he is the one to slay you.
Who is he? Who are you talking about, Brax?
You jumped the gun. I thought... Well, that's interesting. I suggest we withdraw. And he steps out of this reality.
Yeah, I step back with him.
You briefly heard some mutterings behind you, but you were busy, giving the orc shaman
Bit of advice.
permission to annihilate.
A few pushes.
Yeah.
Before I step back out of this dream, can I roll a passive insight of 19?
Yeah, if you want to get slapped.
Based on Brax's reaction and based on what I see in front of me,
Yes.
I would like to put two and two together.
Oh, you can. Quite easily. There's only one individual on this entire plane of existence who would represent himself as words.
Gods. Damn you, Gottfried! And I step backwards out of this fucking shit show that you have made. And I march back with Brax. We must speak to the others now.
The others are gathered already, although this is in Brax's domain, not yours.
Okay. I did not come here to defeat you all. I came here to save the material plane. What is outside there represents death and destruction for all of us. Not just me, you, each of you. The end has come.
The gods are all standing there, hiding their smiles as you are saying this. And Reft looks at you and says, "Oh, honey, now you know how we felt when you first arrived."
Help me, and Doran's going to deliver his ultimatum. Help me rescue, free the material plane from the shadow and destroy whatever that thing is outside. You can have the power of Halvoth. I will give it up. Break it in 4, break it in 5, however many of you are here. I will relinquish it to you. But only when you help me to defeat the shadow, that thing, in this time. I realize that life is a cycle and maybe in several thousand years things will come back again. I am talking about who is suffering now. I'm talking about the pain on the material plane now. And I'm looking at each of you and tell me you don't want my power.
Ma'at steps forward and she places a very kind hand on your arm. You were not aware of the rules when you destroyed Halvoth. That is the life and song. That is our end. There is not much that we can do to defy it. It is and has always been and always will signify the end of us. We are to be replaced, whether we want to or not. So whether we would join you or not makes no difference. Whoever is wielding that thing, when they find us, and they will, we are dead. Our time is up. I understand now why Halvoth let you defeat him. He didn't want to die this way.
So you will sit here, Ma'at, in your gilded halls while the world burns and do nothing.
Oh, give it
And do
up.
nothing?
The world is not important. If we are not here, it means somebody else is here and is looking after your precious world. Whether we save the world now or tomorrow or in 6 months' time does not make a difference. It will still be there.
Let me ask you a question, Ma'at. In the stories, and I'm imagining in the, Doran casting his mind back about the history of Crepuscularium and this cycle that has happened, it's always been a plucky adventurer who has stepped up and used life and song to kind of ascend to godhood somehow. Has there ever been an instance where the god of oblivion himself or itself has held life and song and used its power.
Everybody looks to the Colossi sisters. The two sisters kind of go, who, us? Is it me? Oh, we need our help? Well, that's nice. We could help you, but at what cost? Oh, wait, no, this is the gods. We need to work together. So the Colossi sisters... So, from what we know, and we don't know much, no, we don't. The cycle is the sword is brought into being. It is removed from its chamber by the one who has studied all and is prepared to take our place. This is what we did. It's what we thought you had done too when you first arrived here. Gashul or whoever or whatever that thing is, when they slay you, they will absorb your power. And then they will absorb Brax's power, and then Reft's, and then our own power too. Then they get to write their own rules. So they usually say that it's good, loyal heroes, because that's what they wanted to say. But I don't think any of us could ever claim that we were plucky or good at all, she says, kind of giggling. At which point Brax steps forward. Enough. I like your thinking.
Thank fucking God.
I want to destroy that life and song. The Colossus is like, but you can't. It is existence. It's the cycle. There's nothing we can... Enough! You came up here. You had a plan. Come up with a plan. How do we destroy the life and the soul?
No pressure.
Then we can annihilate Gashul once and for all. And that will then give us free reign. We will not be bound by the... Oh, he vanishes.
Interesting.
Ma'at says, have you had a calling yet?
No.
No.
Who has he been called to?
Someone down there has invoked his name.
Oh, I see.
It will happen, don't worry. Usually it's the most inconvenient times.
But he was onto something.
If Brax wants to fight, then I will fight with you.
Thank you, Mart.
Reft is like, who am I to go against this kind of passion? Of course we'll win. And if we don't, well, hey, at least we tried, I guess. Eh?
You two, I pointed the Colossi sisters. We need to speak.
We're going to die.
We need to speak. Will you be the only ones not fighting? Or will you stand with us like the gods that you are? At least until the very end.
Oh, he's trying to give us a rallying speech. Yes, we know it's a rallying speech. It's not going to work on us because we know what it is.
We need to go workshop a plan.
But workshopping a plan is not fighting.
I
No.
need-
And it's using our knowledge. We accept.
Perfect. Until the plan is ready, fellow gods, we need to do everything we can to influence and delay the shadow on the material plane. I'm not asking you to intervene directly, but making your presence known or felt, influencing to a certain degree certain aspects of the battle against the shadow. That is what I request from you. The plan to defeat Gashul and recover life and song will come shortly. Until then, Brax.
He won't be back for some time. And when he does come back, he will be extremely tired.
You will help.
Have you been to the prime material plane?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
then you must know that we get weak
Yes.
the more time we spend
You
there.
can still influence small, the passage of an arrow through the air to avoid hitting the wrong person. These are the touches of the gods that the mortal people need right now. Brax can focus on the battles. The Kalassi sisters can help me with the secrets and the plan. Reft, you will help to rally the reserves, rally the emotions of the people who are fighting to make sure they believe in what they're doing. Ma'at, you will help in the recovery and protection of those who have been injured. Get our troops back up as quickly as possible back in the fight.
And who will keep the demons at bay?
I will do that personally. I have experience.
And
With the
the
abyss.
devils.
Oh, I have a friend who might be able to help with that.
Friend.
Huh?
No, I don't think you quite understand.
Yes, please explain to me.
The Shadowfell are one group that are interested in the prime material plane. One of about 20.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think we do up here as gods?
That's a great question. I didn't read the job
The
posting
job interview, yeah.
in full.
So
if
he
you give
blagged
me
his way into this job, man. He has a clue.
I just killed my way to the top. Would you mind to give me a quick rundown as to the responsibilities of the god, please?
The prime material plane
Yes.
comes under attack from time to time
Yes.
from entities beyond our realm.
Mm-hmm.
The devils, for millennia, have tried to take over the prime material plane. One of us is obliged to stop them from time to time. The demons from the abyss will try to do the same thing. The angelics will try to do the same thing. There are creatures that there are no words for in the common tongue that are constantly trying to break through. Our job is to maintain the barriers that prevent them from gaining entry. So perhaps that is something to think about. The Shadowfell, although they are invading, they are just another sentient species.
I welcome your wisdom, Mart. Perhaps you can help devise a plan as to how to keep the material plane safe from these threats. Report back to me.
That's what we do.
Yes. Tell me how you would have that done during our next catch-up.
Unknowingly, she submits to your meeting admin
I mean,
process.
you know,
and so
I'm
goes,
trying to-
yes, our next
I'm trying to figure out how to manage these millennia-old creatures, yeah?
Gottfried,
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
you are continuing to influence the dark forces?
Yeah. So he's playing a very, very, very long game
Yes.
at this point. So, you know, his agenda to destroy the other gods, he knows he's not going to be able to do that in a couple of days. He needs to learn the extent of his power, the extent of his rival's power.
At least that's
and so on.
what you initially thought.
Uh-huh.
But now that you have been here for an hour or two, you think
Yeah.
time is unimportant, really. You realize that the power of the life and song seems to be slowly diminishing.
Ew.
Oh, because it's
Because I'm
Starts
oh
on
my
a
God,
timer.
it's on a timer.
yeah, that was one of the things.
Oh, there's a countdown.
Yeah, countdown. That's
There's
the
a countdown. So I've got only a certain amount of time to use this thing before it becomes inert.
Or does whatever it does when it runs out of time.
Oh, that's very interesting. Okay, so I'm going to study that as much as possible to see the rate of decay, essentially. How much time I've got.
Assuming time is relative in this space, and you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, multiply this number by the you probably have about 6.5 days left.
Really? Better get to work, so.
This was covered in chapter 4.
Yeah. Okay, and I still can't move myself to the realms of the other gods. To
No.
the pockets of the other gods. How the fuck am I going to do? Okay, so what I'll try to do then is if I'm where, have I been called, so to speak, in this duration? No.
Not yet.
So I don't have any inkling that happens even.
Just the whispers. But that you had control over.
Yeah. I suppose the best I can try to do is using the whispers and their knowledge of their enemies. So, for example, if the orcs are on side with me, then their enemies are likely to be someone like Brax.
Brax's War and Vengeance.
What is War and Vengeance? So, what's the other one? I suppose Reft, maybe, because he's all self-indulgence where...
Yeah, but if you
That's
commit
more
war as
growth.
passionate
Yeah, that's
and
true.
indulging in blood sport.
Okay, anyway, when I visit my people, my guys, my worshippers, what I'm trying to glean is whatever knowledge they have about other priests of other faiths that may be their enemies for whatever reason, whether it's just on the side of the other army or whatever, to see if I can make any kind of prediction as to when another god might visit the prime material plane. If I can't get them in their own turf, in other words, I got to get them in the prime material plane. So that's what I'm going to try to learn.
I like it.
I'm a little new at this, so I don't.
Yeah.
It's tough, isn't it? It's a
You
tough
like
job.
said
They just throw you in the
tough.
fucking
It's
deep
a
end, man. They
tough-
don't give you a...
Yeah.
Job.
You can
They
imagine
gave you
with
a
my-
manual, you just didn't read it.
Yeah, it's true. There's no training videos. You know,
May I borrow your pen for just a moment, please, Scott? I find myself without a pen. I think it's that.
good heavens.
Yes, good heavens indeed. And so,
It was your pen.
as your pen.
No, it's fine.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you.
I'll give him another pen.
Fine.
You'll give him another pen. Look at
I have a
that.
whole pile of them, it's fine.
And bile.
Okay, so there is a lot of stuff going on here. Lots of conniving. We are drifting into PvP realms,
Working
perhaps.
on a solution that may require some divine Dwarven intervention.
Oh, yes?
If he ever fucking shows up.
Yeah, well, I think Gemini is
the old, you know.
gonna try
I
and...
can't bring myself to do that.
Pray to Doran!
As gross as it seems, Gemini is going to be she's going to be doing that as regularly as she can. She's going to be starting to write songs for him and just calling out to him, trying to summon him, because it feels desolate where they are right now.
Right.
So I say she's, as much as she has the energy to do so,
Yes.
she is calling on Doran.
Okay.
Or the whatever his god was, Halvoth. Yeah, she'll try calling on that
Yes.
as well, just because it seems
Fair
like
enough.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like Doran, nay Halvoth, or
Yeah.
Halvoth, nay Doran.
Halvoth
She's
doesn't
trying
work here
any-
anymore. Please
Yeah.
contact.
No forwarding address, son of a...
No. Okay, so we're going to go into a skill challenge. But it is an unusual one. Because you need to get 5 successes before 2 failures.
5 successes before 2 failures. Oof.
5 consecutive successes.
No, just 5 successes before 2 failures. If you fail... Well, let's just say you don't want to fail.
Let's try.
Let's just say you don't want to fail. And so, for those of you that are not deities, you are rolling your normal score.
In this time, can I have also have
silly.
studied the tome of leadership and influence? Because that will put my charisma up.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, I've got Fred, I've got Scrolls, I've got Wolves. Gottfried.
Sort of leave.
I'm not so easy to call upon.
You've got a good evil voice.
Right, 22.
Thank you.
So if that's 22, that gives me a +6, doesn't it?
Oh,
22 plus 6.
fart knuckles.
Okay, so whom, by the way, if you're a deity, you either have a flat +10 or just whatever your value is if it's higher.
Right, okay.
Check out the go.
Yes, you did.
That'd be a kind of
Yeah, watch him roll natural ones like
Yeah,
God
right.
doesn't know.
He's got too early.
Yeah.
gold dust.
So, the very first roll I would ask for someone to make is religion. Anyone want to take religion?
Is he actively working against us, or is it?
Yeah, what's the...
You're rolling. You're part of the table.
I'm part of the table.
You're part of
Well, I
the
got
team.
plus
Oh,
11.
Until you're sitting on this side of the screen.
Okay.
You're part
I
of
got
the
plus
team.
11 on religion.
Okay, so that's better than my plus 10.
Although I would say that you might want to think about
sit
those
this one out.
rolls. You can sit it out if you like, but I would prefer you to roll.
Wait, stop manipulating me.
I can roll
I don't know
it.
what to do now.
I don't know what to do!
I'll roll it at plus 10, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Makes sense. Godly character.
Oh, yeah. It's
21.
21. 21 is a success.
Oh, good.
Right.
It's very unnerving when you don't when you're rolling 4.
Yeah. Okay. With 21 and your religion check,
Yeah.
you are starting to look. Your plan of how the gods can influence the Shadow War is pretty solid.
Okay.
The challenge is, and this you realize very, very quickly, the more time gods spend on the prime material plane influencing, because sadly you can't do it from the god realm.
You gotta get down
You
there.
have to be there.
Yep.
You don't have to be seen. You choose whether reality presents you or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
But everything you do in there has a direct cost to yourself. The bigger the thing, the more the cost. So if you are trying to do a miracle and raise the dead, you will probably be exhausted for a week. It's incredibly taxing.
Okay.
So the gods are willing to do little things, very, very, very little things. Because Ma'at comes to you and says, based on the previous battles with the other planes trying to get in, you're going to have to work on a shift rotation of defend the entire realm from the external threats, then go down onto the planar plane and try to do stuff. But it hasn't resolved the issue of what to do with Gashul. So now I need an Arcana check from somebody.
Well, like I'll do it. Plus 11. So I'm better at this as a mortal than I am as a god, which is weird. 21, yeah, I'll take that.
21 is another success. 2 successes. Very nice.
Thanks.
I don't know.
So, my lord, one of the priests that you meet with is a particularly old dwarvish priest who presents himself as a priest of Brax, but is secretly a worshipper
Oh, I love it.
of you, my lord. And his advice: we're going to organize a festival to Brax. Couple hundred worshippers praying for the success of our boys in the battle.
You will be richly rewarded.
Good.
I like how they all speak the same.
It's kind of part of the membership.
Yeah,
You have to pass the voice test
have to
before
do
you
the
can
voice,
join the
otherwise-
I mean, it explains why Neville has been worshipping Gashul for years and never rising through the ranks.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Anyway.
poor Neville.
Next up, and this now is from our non-gods.
Oh, you mean the gods don't get to roll as many times as
No, they
they
don't.
do?
Because the gods are rapidly realizing that there is no such thing as omnipotence.
There's no
You
I
simply-
in
you
opera.
can't
And it's a
be
long
everywhere.
working day. Like, it's a bitch. It's harsh, man. There's no extra time for weekends or anything.
I need a deception check from one of the two of you, if you please.
Yes.
That's gotta be
Mine's plus
Charisma
12.
22,
Mine's
lady.
+7.
I'll-
It's my highest one, but you might... Yeah, you do it. The other one might not be charisma based.
That is a 26.
Holy shit.
I am changing the DC.
No, you can't do that.
26, my word. All right.
It's my one area.
It is your one area indeed. So you were You're trying to inspire the troops
Yeah.
whilst not being inspired yourself.
Yes.
And ironically, the more you sing about them having faith, and if your faith is not tested where you doubt, the more you realize that you're currently being tested. And you kind of life coach yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. Into a kind of a happier place.
Yeah.
And the Barbari certainly are benefiting from it hugely.
Great. That's important.
There is also a young king whom you need to decide whether you want to encourage him to be enthused by your songs, or perhaps suggest that he stick to his plan of celibacy.
Oh, yeah.
Because you are now the most beautiful, singing, inspiring muse to have dropped out of literally the thin air.
Mm-hmm.
And his head is filled with these ridiculous romantic tales of princes finding...
Kid and his goddamn libido.
He keeps on meeting some pretty amazing women, to be
This
fair.
is true,
He's
right?
like,
The poor kid.
could
He's like,
any of us?
He's 17 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, he's...
He
Yeah.
grew up reading stories of princes finding princesses, sleeping on tables in the middle of forests, and, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's a bit young for her, but she certainly wants to encourage him to maybe date some girls of his own age.
You say, looking at the Barbari girls of the age of 17 who can all lift oxes onto their shoulders.
I mean, they're impressive.
And then you look back
Good,
at
Colossal
the
girls.
strong woman.
king who's been here for 3 years, and he's well-toned, but it's still like comparing a matchstick to a blowtorch.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, he'd break like a twig. Yeah, he'd do.
I think she's going to be very, very kind, very gentle with
Okay.
him. She is naturally flirty. That's the way that she is. She doesn't have much
is.
control over that. But she tries to be as gentle with him. She doesn't want to break his heart, and she encourages him to be a great king. And I think you have some great potential, and you need to stay focused.
I'm sorry, but this is a euphemism for friend zoning this kid.
All right. Well, that's... Yeah.
Yeah.
The king spends a lot of time with some snow.
Going down his pants.
That leaves you, Everardus, with your legions, your plans, and your plots, and a history check.
Oh, you fuck.
I like you too.
It's a -1.
Oh.
Come on.
God.
Go on, Sam.
Yeah, that's a 5.
That's a 5.
Do you want
Okay.
some?
Oh, inspiration.
Actually, you've got one yourself. Give me your own bloody inspiration. I don't even know this is in my interest. We need 5 successes, right? So
Yeah, I don't think I've got it in me.
that's a good point, actually. Yeah, if you got -1, you can't pass.
I think save it for
Uh,
maybe more
yeah.
time.
All right.
You see us even
no,
with
fair
our
enough.
natural
Yeah, makes sense.
20.
So the big challenge is that the Barbari magicians that are with you, the wizards, their teleportation magic is exceptionally limited. And the Pharos has decided that he will not talk to anybody on the Arcanagram platform anymore. It's a thing, apparently. And he doesn't even respond. The Pharos himself doesn't respond. It's all through the Vizier. And so that's where you end up on that one, I'm afraid.
That's fine.
Next up, 3 successes, 1 failure. 1 failure in hand, 2 successes remaining.
And 2 fails, we're done, right?
Yeah, the next fail is...
So we got to burn.
Yeah.
The next check, I require an insight check from someone.
I mean, I've got pretty high insight naturally. passive 19, of course, but I've got a plus 9.
I swear to God, don't goad him like that. Don't goad him.
Shall I roll it?
Yeah, mine's only a plus 1.
Yeah, what do you have?
+5, but it's nothing in the shadow of your awe.
It's just whether we use it for a edge case. Okay, fine, I'll roll it. See how we go. Come on. Oh, 15. Okay.
I don't know why I'm helping you.
Thanks, Gashur.
I know. Oh, you son of a... You're not getting that.
16. Unless
Is that
someone's
your
gonna-
final offer?
Mm-hmm.
No one else is giving me coins.
Well, actually, yeah, because 2
Yes.
fails, it's game over, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about this,
Sorry.
guys.
Yeah.
Can I'll guidance myself as well, yeah?
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Oh, you can't.
To whom are you praying for your guidance?
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't my questions. Who do gods pray to?
Themselves, the egotistical bastards.
Okay, come on, don't fuck up.
Oh, Jesus!
I have the
Look.
last pen here.
Here, look, use that one.
Easy come, easy go. All in one roll.
Oh my god.
Come on, man!
I can change dice.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, don't fuck up.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
If I've been singing songs to Doran as a god, can I bardically inspire him?
I don't think it's going to make any difference. Well, it might.
Shall Avalanche just take care of it himself?
He's the one rolling. You can only re-roll.
Go on. Might as well.
I mean, 6 times the charm.
If you fuck this,
What can I do? It's the fucking dice telling the story.
I don't want to do this.
Can you roll for me?
No.
Just blew 2.
No.
Go on.
No, it's spent now.
Go on.
Oh my!
You're not good at Dungeons and Dragons. You have to leave. You have to leave now.
Like that was a 5, 5, 6, 2,
We just
5.
burned through 4 coins. For nothing.
Stop using that dice.
I want you to put that
It's
dice
not a lucky
in
dice.
fucking furnace.
Okay.
I mean, sorry guys.
Alison. I mean, we do actually know that it's not your fault. You know?
It doesn't sound like it.
It's a game of luck. It's
It is a
fine.
game of luck, yes.
We're just being dickheads for fun.
Yeah.
If I don't turn
mean-
up tomorrow, it's because they've killed me. Come and find my body in the river.
Oh my.
Well, that brings that challenge to an end.
A screaming whole
And I
thing.
mean, it's kind of ironic that the god was the one who
Screwed it.
Yeah. Anyway, right. So, unfortunately, that skill challenge failed. And
Oh no. What
Oh,
were we
dear.
told? Don't fail the skill challenge.
yes.
Hey, man.
You know, I mean, sorry, but
So,
It's a roll of the dice.
It's physics. We blame physics.
don't you control physics now?
no, sadly.
No.
So,
So,
there has been an invitation from the Pharos to Alexander to attend, and they will open a portal and bring Alexander to Sajetti.
Plus once.
Alexander has invited the 2 of you to go with him.
can we also bring Vashtanam and return her to her home?
Well, I think they said we could bring up to 6.
Very well. I assume she would like to return home.
Oh yes, I hate this place.
Yes, it's very cold here, isn't it?
What of the... What does pregnancy count as 2, first of all?
That's a very good point, yeah.
Best to be safe.
There is a dangerous precedent that I do not wish to set here, but because the child is inside her, it counts as 1.
Okay, cool.
Just every player across the world listening to this is going, how do I get another character into me? Potions of diminution.
Right, so
That was the PG-13 version.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
my follow-up question is, do we know what happened to the ambassadors when we returned?
Not a clue.
So we haven't seen the Barbari ambassador return to us. Who is the now acting ambassador to the Barbari? Can they accompany us?
Sure.
If they want
We
to.
don't want to leave the barbarian without a leader.
Well, an ambassador isn't
An
necessarily a
ambassador,
leader.
Okay.
It's kind of, yeah, no. No, it's too late now. I've had those days, man. I've had them.
And I would hope to be caught up to speed on them and their problems, and that they can speak their own case to the Pharos.
Well, they don't have much to say to the Pharos. They're happy to come with you, of course.
Well, their insight would be valuable.
Liorca will come with you.
Liorca.
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 Yep. Ljorka.
It is nice to meet you, Liorca.
I'm not sure what you are doing there, but if it's trying to rip off my accent, I've already been shouted at for doing this.
And I apologize.
Sound like Nandor.
There's a whole swathe of Scandinavian people going, hit me off button, you assholes.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So the three of you, plus the ambassador, plus Vashtanam,
Yes.
step into this magical circle that appears and find yourselves standing in that magnificent, magnificent chamber that was, or is, the throne room of the Pharos. Sitting on the throne is not the precocious 12-year-old, but is a very smug-looking vizier. Ah, my friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I assume you notice that it is now I who is sitting upon the throne. Do not worry. I was more surprised than you were. My scheme worked. As a result, the food taste testers have now been completely changed, and security has been stepped up for my own personal safety. Who knew? Anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. I thought it would be better for us to meet in person than it would be to speak over our conogram, where things could get confused. Now, unlike my predecessor, may his soul chariot through the heavens, I have different plans for the Sajetti and the Alliance of the East, and I wish to propose them to you.
I would hear your proposal.
As would I.
We would hear your proposal. I speak as a collective. On behalf of us, Alexander.
Thank you, General.
Is that me being put in my place?
Yeah, you're upstairs
Yes.
the king, buddy.
Last time I saw you, you were what?
14? 15?
I'm a
Who
man
knows
now.
how
I killed
old
the
he
bear
was?
and I...
15 years old.
Yeah, it depends on whether you were dwarf years or...
Faris quietly sits and waits whilst he resolves.
Sorry, I didn't mean to emasculate you.
Well, sometimes I
Be
felt
the
like I
big
was
fucking
your
man.
shadow.
Alexander, take your place.
Step up.
Gemini elbows. Just like, oof. Yeah.
Shutting up.
Thank you.
Right. Now that is resolved, the Sajetti Empire no longer has any aspirations for taking over Dwarvish territory at all. That was something that my predecessor was being convinced to do because I thought it was the most evil act that I could possibly achieve. I wish to assure you that this is no longer my intention.
Uh-huh.
What he says, said the king.
He's got to do better than that. Come on, kick him in the ass.
Yeah.
Now, we are committed to this battle. We have received the plans from the dwarves, and we think it is a good plan. There is a slight problem. The Dwarvish territory is an exceptionally long battlefront, considering how close it is to most of the Brunei's coastline. It is of our opinion that it would be better for us to secure a certain territory within the Dwarvish lands and sacrifice some of their territory should the humans decide to attack the Dwarvish lands.
It's not entirely unreasonable.
Precisely. It allows us to effect a more powerful defense and increases our chances of success if the Brunei's should attack across the seas.
What does that mean for those who don't benefit from your protection?
If the Viennese determine that our positions are such as they are on the more eastern sides of the Dwarvish territories, they could strike at cities like Erechbar, for example, and they would be defenseless. But it would contain them on that side of the Dwarvish territories, which would allow us to form a new boundary of defense.
There is something to be said for and I can't believe I'm saying this, Lord Brax's art of war. For appearing most weak where you are most strong. Could it not be that we present an unfortified area for the elves to attack that is actually ripe for the taking, and for us to surprise them?
This will require us to spend more time, and the more complicated the maneuver, the more chances there are for failure.
It's true.
We are not above taking a chance. We will require significant supply, though, from the Dwarvish territories. They must agree to provide us with everything that our army requires.
Does that diminish their efficacy of attack?
Not from what we have determined. The Drow will be providing them with their supply once they have made landfall within the Athene territory. They should not need anything from the home. Thus, we expect it to be sent to us.
I don't really see any alternatives. And like you say, time is of the essence. And what you say sounds like wisdom. I only fear for what we have yet to learn. Do any of my other advisors have any information that might benefit our
As he's
conversation?
speaking, I would very much like to see if I believe the Vizier. We've been warned that he's wily, and though what he's saying sounds very reasonable, it also sounds like they are moving in on the Dwarven territories and using up much of the supplies. Just sounds suspicious to Gemini. That is an 18 on my insight.
What you said is a very accurate reading of what is happening.
I would just like a moment to confer with my associate here. And she is going to really... and of course the king. We were just going to discuss, before we bring the plan to your good self, sir, I'm sure you're thinking what I'm thinking already. Huddle up.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going to then convey what...
Are you
I
huddling
just-
with the king?
Yes, the king is very much...
Way too eager to huddle.
Yeah, okay.
The camera's looking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hand higher, please, Alex. Hand higher.
Your Majesty?
Yes, I
My
think...
lord.
Oh.
The festival is prepared, and I have excellent news. Due to recent failures on behalf of certain individuals, we have amassed not hundreds, but over 1,000 worshippers of Brax. They will all be present at the festival, where they will be paying honor to Brax, to bless the Dwarvish warriors.
Excellent.
There is no chance that Brax will not appear.
I will be ready.
What should we prepare?
The worshippers of Brax will doubtless wish to come to the aid of their tyrant king. You will ensure that they are otherwise occupied.
Understood.
No mercy.
Understood. Yeah, you're the bad guy now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of warming to it, I'm afraid. Yeah.
So the question is, my lord, how are you planning on dispatching Brax?
Kind of the same way I dispatched the other guy. A sneaky job. And what I want to do is essentially, if he appears to honor his buddies, I'm waiting in disguise somewhere. and I pop myself next to him, and instead of a sword fight, I'm going to try to backstab him. So a kind of a chink in the armor, a little stiletto poison.
Well,
thing.
that's the problem.
Oh yeah.
You know, Brax always wears this incredibly intricate plate mail.
Well, I mean, a full helm and the whole works, I presume.
You've never seen him appear before his worshippers before?
In that case, so there's such a thing as a staff of serpents, a magical staff that turns into a serpent. So what I want to do is see if I can rehearse the life and song turning into something like that, such that as it attacks, it becomes a serpent that slides under his helm and bites him on the eyeball.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
I know. I'm too good at this. Evil shit. Yeah.
All right. Oh boy.
The other gods have no inkling this kind of thing is going to happen.
Not a clue. That is why you did not wish to fail that challenge.
Oh. Sorry?
I didn't think it was going to happen,
Yeah. Oh.
but it did, nonetheless. So, I have worshippers of Brax versus worshippers. I just realized the initial's still the same. It's still worshippers of G.
Yeah.
Gashur, Godfried.
Gottfried, Schopenhauer. Yeah.
Contract Godfried.
And Gut, obviously.
God, it's already there. Yeah, it's almost as if it was foretold.
It was there from the very beginning. It
was
destiny.
So, worshippers of Brax. That is the three of you. Yeah. You're rolling a d20.
Oh, God.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, joys.
Luck's got a turn.
You're rolling a d20 plus 5. Worshippers of Gashul, who have set up this ambush. You're rolling a d20 plus 10.
I don't really have a dog in this fight.
No, you don't. You don't. So,
What did I say about that die?
Yeah, we want that dice to
we haven't started rolling yet.
Okay, we haven't started.
Gashul.
That was just a practice.
just practice
That's
roll.
a practice roll.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Good sir,
We haven't
I
started
want you
rolling
to
yet.
witness.
Yes, but you haven't started rolling yet. I haven't told you the rules yet.
Oh, piss.
I know you like to jump ahead and not read the rule book, but you know what? All
I
right,
think that's fair.
because
A 20 is a 20. You can't ignore a 20. Sorry. Go on.
you have 5 rounds to beat these guys.
Oh, I see.
If they get higher score than you do,
Yeah.
Brax escapes your trap.
Gotcha.
On the other hand, if you get higher score, Brax is gone.
So, no pressure.
Right. Round 1. Fight. Just one of the three of you rolls. Just one of the three. It's not you three combined.
Yeah, that would be
Just one of the three of you rolls, and
me.
you roll.
Okay, so I'm rolling now for real.
Rolling for real.
For real.
Fight.
For reals, for reals. Okay, 28.
28 for Team Godfried.
For team
Is that plus 5 already?
That's with the plus 5.
That's a lot of dead Braxians.
Oh no.
Round 2. Fight.
Come on.
Fight!
Go on.
Oh, that's shit.
That's
16.
not great. 16.
16.
Draw.
Okay.
Draw.
Come on. The gods are with me.
Come on.
Round
come on.
3. Fight.
Oh, yeah.
19.
28.
Oh, 19 and 28. Very good. Very good. 4th round. Fight.
21.
10.
Oh, it's done.
It's done.
Well,
yeah, there's
round
no way.
5.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you roll a natural 20.
Go on.
Go on.
No, 17 plus
18.
5. So, what was that 20?
18 in total?
Yeah.
So 28 or 18?
22.
18.
Oh, sorry. 18. So I lose that one.
And
22.
22. I don't think that's going to be enough to... That puts you on 30, 40, 50, 60, 75.
My Braxians were the best.
My vaccines were not good.
70, 80 without all the... Yeah.
So I extinguish Brax.
Brax appears on as there are this mass of dwarves, all chanting Brax, 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 and all the weapons of war are arrayed to be blessed by the god of a just and vengeful war. And Brax suddenly appears as you are standing on stage.
Yeah, being a dwarf or something. Yeah.
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 Experiencing what it's like to be a dwarf for the first time. And it's
Yeah,
like,
I do.
everything
I don't
seems
like this.
bigger.
I'm very small.
But you feel robust.
Yeah. Yeah, but also being kind of
Yeah.
swall. Yeah, okay.
And you hurl the life and song at Brax. And it just lands on the back of his gorget, which he wears around his neck. And it slithers underneath. And he turns and immediately looks at you, and you can just see his face kind of draining of color, and then he kind of winces. And the audience is completely unaware of what's going on until he breaks apart into just light, which then you absorb.
And I'll just say,
Consider this vengeance for every mortal that you have had slain in your petty struggles. Your essence is mine.
Well, he doesn't say anything because he's dead.
he's dead.
The crowd is in absolute silence. My lord, perhaps now would be time to address the participants quickly.
You who worshipped Brax, now you worship me, for I am him and I am more. Do this, or face annihilation.
I would suggest blessing their weapons.
When you align yourself with me, you will be invincible warriors of doom. I hereby bless your weapons with the power to kill.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
I'm good at this now. Took, no, I'm not.
The display was spectacular, right up until the point that you kind of melted into the stage.
Yeah.
This, you return to your realm.
Yeah. Feeling a bit
Of
knackered.
books, I'm assuming. I don't know what Godfrey's realm now looks like.
It's a lot of books, but they're all bound in black leather now.
You are finished.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Shattered.
shattered. And
But I've absorbed Brax's power.
you have, but you expended I mean, you're blessing 1,000 weapons. That's a lot of power.
Yeah.
So you are out of it. Yeah.
How's the life song going?
Now is the time to strike.
The power of 3 gods.
Life and Song is still getting smaller.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, you definitely feel empowered.
2, 4 remain.
You instantly are aware that Brax has fallen. Because,
Like a Jedi.
Yeah,
Order 69 or whatever it was.
Exactly. Mart immediately calls a meeting. My dear, whilst we are spreading ourselves thin, protecting the prime material plane and fighting your shadow war, we have lost Brax. Who's next?
We need to pull back for now. Kalassi sisters, have you developed a plan to take down Gashul yet?
They are both looking very tired. And one of them steps forward and they say, we're not going to lie. We didn't come up with a plan. Not really. Well, yes, we did. No, we didn't, sister. We're just stealing it from someone else. But isn't that what knowledge is? Stealing it from each other? Reft steps. Ladies, I'm skipping through your angst Okay, what's the plan? Well, the only way we can kill Gashul, or whatever he's calling himself these days,
That's a good point. I need a name.
we have to
Lure him out.
no, come back next week.
Ah.
And until next week, ta-ra.
Goodbye.